Hey guys, happy Wednesday evening to you. I forgot what day it was for a second. I thought it was Monday. It's felt like a Monday. The first day of the month is always really crazy. I got on a couple minutes early. I'm actually scheduled to be on here at 7:30, but it's always a little fuzzy when I first get on, so I just want to get past that part, especially if I'm going to upload it to Instagram later. So, since we are waiting for people to arrive, a couple of things. What we're going to talk about tonight is essential oils and emotions, a subject that I was super skeptical about until I learned a little bit more, the science behind it, kind of how it works. And now it is probably my favorite way to use oils. I think that you can actually see a result from using oils for emotional health faster than you can see a result for a lot of other physical issues. So if you are interested in getting a copy of tonight's notes, you have two options. I'm going to have, let me see if I have it up. I'm going to have a sign up in my Instagram. I have my computer open so I can actually help find things. Okay, so you're going to click Oils for Emotional Health if you want a copy of the email, and then you'll just put your email address in. If you don't want to go to that much trouble, that's going to be on for a while. If you don't want to go to that much trouble, you can actually go to my stories later, and there's, those little conversation boxes that they have on Instagram. You can actually just plop your email right in there. And for those of you who have been on the list in the past to get a copy of the class notes, you'll be happy to know that I've already written them. So there won't be a wait. It'll happen as soon as I upload the video. I'll have a link to the video also, and you won't have to wait like weeks like it's happened before. Okay, so it's ready to send as soon as I upload the video. So I hope you guys are doing well. It's May 1st, which is a crazy day around here because of my doTERRA business, and new promotions come out on the 1st. And so I'd like for all of my social media places to know what's going on. And it takes a while. I want my emails ready. I forgot that I had this class. I had rescheduled it from a different time. And so there's no way I was going to reschedule again. But it falling on the 1st just made for an even crazier day than normal. So anyway, when you come in, say hello. Feel free to be part of the discussion. I'm going to, if I have a chance at the end, I'm going to answer questions that you might have. So feel free to ask a question. Hey, hello. And hopefully I'll be able to get to it at least at the end, okay? I wanted to tell you guys about, because this has to do with emotions and how emotion works with essential oils, how you can actually tap into the emotional center of your brain with essential oils. And I follow, yes, that's my husband, Teach Others Also. Hey, Donnie. I follow this motivational speaker named Mel Robbins, and if you don't know her, you need to look her up right away. She does a live feed every single morning. She calls it like coffee talk or something like that. Anyway, I was scrolling down her feed this morning, and she had a picture of her husband calling on her phone, and she said that she put a heart in front of his name so that when he calls, she sees that on the phone, and it's just a little jolt to remind her of how much she loves him, how important he is to her. And she called it, and I love this. And this is Mental Health Month. Awesome. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't even know that. Every month is Mental Health Month in my life. Okay. She called it a brain hack. Okay, and so it's just a reminder. And so when she answers the phone, she sees him on the phone. She sees that heart. It's like a reminder, like, this is a loved one, and I need to be focused on him. And it just kind of brings her into that emotional space of being happy to talk to her husband, who she adores. Okay, and I loved that idea of a brain hack because that is essentially what using oils for emotional health is. It is a brain hack, okay? It is not hippie voodoo like I thought. It is not all in your head. It's not like if I believe in these things hard enough, then they can help me. They actually are a chemical response that your brain has to the chemistry of the plant oils. They're actual plant oils from the actual plants, nothing added, nothing taken away. So it's really incredible how you can help, they can help you tap into that emotional center of your brain. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of things to that. What can make them even more effective is if you know how to use them, first of all. And let's just start there, okay? So these scientists that developed the, there are lots of essential oils that you can use for emotional use, emotional health. You don't need the specific kit, and I'll kind of help guide you on how to know which oils to use for which things. But they actually did make a specific kit designed for emotional health, okay? And it's called the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit. What it comes with is my favorite diffuser. This is a really powerful diffuser, great for big rooms, okay? It has 2-hour, 5-hour, and 10-hour. And then it comes with these 6 oils. And the 6 oils have all of these, they have adorable names. Okay, first of all, the first one is Motivate. Okay, it's called the Encouraging Blend. The second one is Cheer. It is called the Uplifting Blend. I'm trying to go in order according to my notes. Okay, here is Passion, the Inspiring Blend. Forgive, the Renewing Blend. Let's see, Console, the Comforting Blend. And Peace, the Reassuring Blend. And what happened was there were all of these tests, there were all of these experiments done to find out how people acted around certain aromas, how people acted at work, how people acted in a social situation, and they started noticing a pattern that certain types of plants would communicate with certain emotional responses in the brain, okay? This is so incredible to me. So, for example, mint is refreshing, citrus is uplifting, spices are warming, okay, so if you kind of need that comfort, spices are for that. Herbs restore, so if there's some hurt maybe, herbs help restore that balance. Tree oils, so we're talking about pine or frankincense or copaiba. Tree oils are grounding. Flower oils are renewing. Okay, so you have kind of like a new outlook. And that's it. And we're back to mint, okay? And so the Motivate has mint and citrus for refreshing and uplifting. And it smells so good. Motivate is the one that my daughter says when I smell like candy, when I have it on me. It smells so good. But if you didn't have this one, you could always go to peppermint and wild orange because most people have those, right? But this kit is so awesome. Okay, the Cheer is citrus and spice. And this one smells like Christmas to me because it's got the wild orange, it's got the cinnamon. Interesting. Okay, Passion is spice and herb oils to warm and restore. There's a lot of talk going on in the next room, so. All right, I love Passion. All of these emotional oils actually have some of the more precious oils in them, and so you're not going to find you're not going to be able to find very many blends that have jasmine in them or some of the other ones. There was one that I have never seen before, and of course right now I'm not going to be able to find it. Geranium, lemon myrtle, that one's a hard one to find. So a lot of these oils are so hard to come by that they're not even offered as an individual oil. And so if you see that like the combination of several oils is more expensive than another bottle of something else, that's why they're trying to give you a bigger range of more precious oils. Okay, so the Forgive is tree and herb oil, so that's restoring and grounding. And this one smells like a forest to me. It smells like camping. Maybe that means I need to forgive some people I've been camping with. That's a no-brainer. Okay. Console is tree and flower oils, and this is getting more back into my comfort zone. I love the flower oils. I love the citrus and mint. And then Peace is flower and mint. So that's about renewing and refreshing. Okay. So let's try and, I mean, I'm not in a class with you guys, so I can't, you know, I would love to be able to hold this up to you and you get a good whiff of it. But I want to kind of give you an idea of what they smell like. And if you are looking to increase peace in your life, you can go get your flower and mint oils. You can go get some spearmint and lavender and magnolia maybe, and kind of make a blend for yourself and use them in the way that they are emotionally intended, okay? So you don't have to have the prepackaged kit, although it's really nice to have. But, so how do you choose your oil? How do you know what oil you need to grab when you're having some kind of emotional reaction to something, okay? And what's interesting is the place that the emotions come from in your brain, and I hope that I'm saying this right because I've been doing a lot of research, but it's in the center of your brain. And this is what they call the animal brain, okay? There's not a lot of thinking going on. There's only reacting going on in this part of your brain. So your brain reacts to different stimuli. And when you have an emotional response, you don't always know why you're having it. You don't always know even what you're feeling. So if you are one of my customers, I sent you one of these, the Live doTERRA guide. I'm going to show you exactly how to find out which oil to use, or at least give you a good idea of which oil to use for the emotion that you're dealing with. Okay, so they're not pages, but there's a page called Emotional Balance, and there's this wonderful diagram. It's called an emotional wheel, or the wheel of emotional balance, or something like that. And what's cool is they have identified 18 states of emotion. And part of therapy, part of the therapeutic value of dealing with your emotions in the first place is that you have to stop. Instead of just reacting, you have to really think through what do I feel, and then why do I feel that way? And so what's great about this is there are 18 options for you to choose from. Am I feeling anxious, or am I more scared? Am I fearful? Am I worried? Or am I having hurtful feelings? Am I feeling hurt? Okay. Am I angry, or is it more bitter? Or am I just plain discontented? Okay. And identifying that emotion is so powerful. This is really great with kids. And actually, there are things falling now. Okay. This book, which is just an amazing resource, in the back of this book, there are way more than 18 emotional states, emotional words that you can use, because sometimes these 18 aren't even going to do it. And then there are also options for certain essential oils that you can use for those emotional states as well. Sorry about that. I flicked something on my phone and it went away. I hope you're still there. Give me a heart or something if you're still there. Okay, so let's say I'm feeling just plain gloomy. I'm not going to call it depressed. I'm not going to call it like I'm not in distress, but I'm just feeling gloomy. Gloomy is right here in this citrus wedge. Okay, it's right here in the middle of this, of this citrus wedge. I have the option, these are just a place to start, right? But I have the option of using the Motivate blend or the Cheer blend, okay? If I'm feeling more discouraged than usual, or than gloomy, the great thing about the word discouraged is that you can kind of find a reason behind it, right? Am I feeling just gloomy for no reason, or am I feeling discouraged? And there's probably a source. I tried several things, nothing worked out. I'm discouraged, right? And so reaching for an oil is really helpful because not only can you identify the emotion, but you also have an option to dig even deeper and say, what's causing this emotion? Is it a person that I can remove myself from? Is it a situation that I can start fixing? Okay, and this is why essential oils are so amazing for somebody who wants to take an active stance on their health. Pharmaceuticals are not active. They're passive. You don't have a choice how your brain responds to pharmaceuticals. It's a chemical response. They shut down your ability to change your response, okay? But, and I know that is completely your own choice, okay? Whatever you choose as far as pharmaceuticals for any reason, and they are absolutely necessary in many cases. But the great thing about the natural option is that it's an active approach. So you get to choose how far you go with your self-therapy, and you get to choose to start changing your response to this emotional stuff. Hey, welcome. Okay, so after you choose, okay, say you're feeling discouraged and you're like, I just need to let's try some Motivate oil. So you go in there and you open your Motivate oil and it's not doing it for you, okay? It's just not doing it for you. You don't even like the smell of Motivate, right? I actually love the smell of Motivate. So that's just an example. But the thing about emotional response to essential oils is they are very, very personal. So this beautiful chart here that helps you identify, helps you find the source, helps you choose an oil, that is just the start. All right. You might want to open several bottles and just see which one speaks to you. It's a very intuitive thing. Okay. Are you okay?
The video game ditched me.
The video game ditched you? Okay, we'll just play it later then. Go find something else to do.
The batteries aren't working.
I'm sorry, just a minute.
Batteries aren't working and I can't open it.
Oh, okay, well, I'll help you when I'm done, okay? Thank you.
It's like math. I can't
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I feel like he's feeling distressed over the video game situation. Okay. So you've had experiences in your history. You've had experiences with people or with an environment that might have had a certain smell related to it. There is something about cinnamon that just does not feel comforting to me, okay? And I don't know if that's something in my past or if that's just something that I don't like about cinnamon, right? So when I'm feeling gloomy, I don't reach for cheer because cinnamon isn't that thing that makes me feel better, right? So that's just what I'm saying. Like, it's a real intuitive, very, very personal thing to reach for an essential oil and get help with an emotional state. Okay. But you can't do it wrong. You can't reach for the wrong thing. If something makes you feel better, it's good to have several options that you can kind of choose how to do it. Now, once you have chosen your oil, what do you do with it, right? There are two ways to use essential oils for aromatherapy. We're going to not use them internally. None of the aromatherapy oils are good for internal use. You can use things like lavender and wild orange internally, but for this purpose and for the emotional response purpose, we're just going to use them aromatically and topically, okay? So if you're going to use them aromatically, that is the most powerful way to use oils for an emotional response. Probably the very first essential oil, the very first real high quality, hopefully doTERRA essential oil that you tried, you got an emotional response. I mean, just kind of put yourself back there. You opened that lemon or you opened that peppermint, and I love to watch people try peppermint for the first time because they take a big whiff of it and they're just like, oh, wow. And they just, it's emotional, right? It's invigorating. It's refreshing, okay? Physically and emotionally. So aromatic is a very powerful and immediate way to use essential oils for emotions. You can use a diffuser, obviously. Okay, if you've never used a diffuser, let me just give you a quick little demonstration. You fill the water up to that red line. And then for a big size diffuser like this, you're going to put between 6 and 10 drops of whatever essential oil you want. If you want to try to mix 2 oils before you do that, a good way to do that, to see if you're even going to like them, this is Cheer and Motivate. Okay, they're great together. Hold them both up at the same time and just smell them right out of the bottle. That way you don't waste 6 to 10 drops on a blend that you hate, okay? So there's that. You can also just put them right in your hand and take a really big whiff of them straight from your hand. That's a great way to use them. And there are a lot of people who sell diffuser necklaces. If you're in an office particularly, that's a great way to use them. And we're back. I don't know what's up with my internet, so sorry. You can make yourself a personal diffuser or a personal inhaler by putting like a jar with a, what are those things called? A cotton ball inside, drop a couple of things. You can just unscrew it at work or in a classroom. Sometimes they don't let you have diffusers, and put it right in there. If you have kids, and I love addressing emotions with essential oils in kids. If you have kids though, if they are in a distressed state or they are just out of control or they are belligerent or, let's see, angry, ashamed, grieving, fearful, anxious, all of those things. I have noticed that me personally, they don't like being told, hey, smell this. They don't like it when I put oils on them. So what I do when I'm addressing an emotional issue with a kid, especially a little kid, because they're really resistant to that. And hey, so are we, right? We don't want to be said, we don't want to be told like you're out of control. You need to do something, okay? My husband does say that sometimes. He says, don't you have some oils you can rub on you or something? But anyway, what I've noticed is if I'm trying to diffuse a situation, I can put oils in my own hands or in my hair or on my own body, and then I can go comfort that person, and I can go be in the vicinity. Because not only does it help them by being around that scent and that reassurance and all of that, but it also helps me calm down and be able to really think through the situation, okay? A second way to use them is topically. For emotional use, the best places to use oils topically is on the inside of the elbow. And a lot of these have citrus in them, so be careful. Don't put them where the sun's going to shine, okay? Always keep citrus out of the sun. But you can put them on the inside of the elbow, on the back of the neck, or over the heart. Those are really effective ways to use essential oils topically. Okay, essential oils are most effective for emotional health if you are actively pursuing emotional health in every other area, okay? Because just pouring some essential oil on your body and going about your unhealthy life isn't going to give you the best outcome, all right? So, a couple of things that you can do to kind of stabilize your emotional health are, 1, have a consistent bedtime. A lot of people who are in emotional distress, they either sleep not at all or they sleep way too much. And so having a regimented bedtime and waking up time is very, very good for the emotional state. Having a healthy diet, especially, are you okay? Okay, I need you to not interrupt me anymore. Thank you. Thank you. No, we'll talk later. Yes. 1. Oh my gosh. I'm never going to finish this class. Okay. So having a healthy diet, especially gut health, because serotonin, that happy chemical serotonin, is produced in the gut. And if your gut is well balanced, if you have enough of that good bacteria and you are cutting out that bad bacteria, you're going to produce more serotonin when you need it. Okay. Setting small goals. I love this one. Okay. This is something I'm an achiever. I just took my Enneagram. I found out that I am an achiever. I like accomplishment. So setting small goals, and I'm talking tiny, tiny goals. I'm going to wash my face every day for a month. Okay. Great goal. When you're done washing your face, you feel that sense of accomplishment and you release dopamine, another feel-good chemical. Okay. Say, I'm going to make my bed every day as soon as I wake up. Say, I'm going to wash all the dishes before I go to bed so that when I wake up, I can see that empty sink. Anybody follow the Fly Lady? I love her. I can see that empty sink and feel accomplished. And then that tiny, tiny accomplishment releases dopamine. Amazing. Okay. Talk about brain hacks, right? Exercise in the morning light. This is fascinating to me. If you go for a walk in the very early morning, right when the sun's rising, there is a wavelength of light that will enter your eye and speak to, I guess you can say speak to your optic nerve, and that helps to reset your brain's sleep and wake cycle. So if you are having a very difficult time getting on a normal schedule, if you are in the throes of depression, okay, and I have been there way too many years of my life. Hello, friend, welcome. I've been there way too many years of my life. If you're just coming in and you want to watch this later, hopefully it will upload, hopefully. Suffering with depression, not sleeping at all during the night, wanting to sleep all day long during the day. Okay. I didn't know this trick. Go outside, walk around the block in the very early morning, and that communication through your optic nerve will say it is waking time and it'll reset your clock. Amazing, right? The exercise itself is great for emotional health as well. Okay, and then my favorite one. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to do this class or have this discussion since the day I found out about essential oils, and hopefully I won't get too emotional, but I'm already there, right? But the number 5 way to deal with emotions as far as your daily life is to challenge those negative thoughts. So what I was saying, when your emotional response happens in your animal brain, okay? You're not thinking through how you're feeling, and you're not thinking through why you're feeling it. You're just reacting, okay? But we have the ability as human beings to not rely on that part of our brain and believe it, because a lot of times that part of our brain lies to us, right? We have a chemical response to something, but it's not actually true. Everybody doesn't hate me. They wouldn't be better off without me. I'm not a complete failure. Okay, so you actually can challenge those negative thoughts. And this is when, this is a really good time to use essential oils, because as you are challenging those negative thoughts, if you've been entertaining those thoughts for long enough, it's like you have driven your wagon through the mud and created very, very deep ruts in the earth of your brain, okay? And you believe that emotional response is truth. And in order to pull yourself out of that rut and make a new path, you have to use everything you have, okay? You have to say, no, that is not true. That is just negativity. That's just my cycle of negative thoughts. And as you can use essential oils to trigger memory and a certain feeling and hormone response. You can talk to someone. You can use journaling. I thought I had a list of things that you can do. Yes, you can use thought processes, oils, therapy, journaling. You want to identify those responses and willingly pull yourself out of them. And it might take a while. But once you have those once you have those triggers that you remember, wait, last time I felt this way, this is what I did. And you keep doing it and you keep doing it. And eventually you make a new path to a different outcome. Okay? This is a really great way to change your life, change your emotional health, okay? Because you don't want to be in that rut that takes you to depression. You don't want to be in that rut that takes you to scary, self-diminishing places, okay? Okay, my favorite verse that addresses this idea is Philippians 4:8. That's the whatever verse. And I'm just going to read it to you real quick. Finally, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worth of praise, think about these things. Sorry. So when you are having these negative thoughts, whether it's about yourself or about your husband or about your kids or about your sister or about your friend or whatever it is, then they are getting you down and pulling you back into that rut. Stop. Stop. Because a lot of times those things aren't even true. So start there. I'm going to think about something true about myself. And then I'm going to think about something honorable about myself. And I'm going to think about something lovely and commendable and excellent, because I promise that you can find it. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that scripture always does this to me. Okay. So, excuse me. When I first got started with essential oils, I reached out to my Facebook community, just my actual friends. And I gave them, they didn't know they were helping me with my oils business, but I gave them one at a time of these 18 emotional states, okay? And I said, hey, today we're going to talk about, I think I started with anxiousness, because anxiety is such a rampant, just off the rails emotion in our society, right? So we started with anxiousness, and I said, I want to know how the Spirit has ministered to you using scripture when you feel anxious. And they responded in droves, and it was so incredible. And so they would send me scripture after scripture. This one has ministered to me at this time. And then I would say, okay, so what about when you're feeling distressed? And they sent me more. And I said, what about when you're feeling bored? That one was hard, okay? They didn't send me as many. But I got all these responses, and I made an album on Facebook. Each one has the name of an emotion, and then it has all of these responses with all of these verses in scripture and reassurance and truth and positive, truthful promises, right? That help you pull yourself out of those ruts. And so I have made that public on my Facebook page. And it's going to be part of the email that I'm sending out. So when you find yourself in a situation where you are just plain gloomy, okay? You're just plain gloomy. You're going to grab your citrus oil, and you're going to sit down in front of your computer, and you're going to read the scriptures that my friends have suggested that help them come out of a gloomy place. And then you're going to write them down, and then you're going to put them everywhere. And you're going to get yourself out of that rut. And the next time you smell that citrus oil, you're going to respond faster. And the next time you do it, you're going to respond even faster, to where your body and your mind are going to automatically take that second option next time. Okay? I'm so sorry for being a crier. I hope you'll come back sometime. Anyway, I love you. If you have any questions about this, if you have questions about how to get these oils, basically this was just a how-to. This was just a discussion. So there's no like hard sell at the end here. But if you are interested and you don't have somebody that you're working with already, hey Amanda, I'm just wrapping up. I love you. Go back and watch it in a minute. In about 10 minutes, hopefully it will upload. But anyway, sign up for the email. If you're already on my mailing list, I'm going to send it to you next week. Okay. If you really need it right away, go ahead and sign up. So it's going to be either in the stories from today. You just pop your email in there. Or if you're watching this from somewhere else, I can give you the link to the sign up for the email. So it's just you're going to put your email in there and it's going to send it automatically. Okay. And there's also a link to that Facebook album with all the verses in it as well. Hopefully that works. All right. You guys, I love you. I hope you have a great night. I actually have a business call to get to right now. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.